activity. I hope that you guys like it too. Today we're going to be making a symmetry name monster. So we've been talking about symmetry. When two sides, if you fold something over, it will be the same on both sides, right? So we're going to be doing an activity. So what you're going to need for today's activity is you're going to need a piece of white paper, which the teacher in the classroom should give you. You're going to need your pencil. You're going to need your dry erase marker from your bin, and you're going to need your colored pencils. But you're going to need the colored pencils a little later because first we're going to draw out our name monster. All right, so, and I'm going to give you an example. This is the name monster I drew from my name. So my name is actually hidden in this picture. So you'll see in a little bit how we get to that point, okay? So the first thing that you need to do, I'm going to try to get this as far up as I can. All right, the first thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to have to hot dog fold your paper. All right, so you're going to fold your paper in half hot dog style, so it's long. All right, and get a nice good crease in it. Okay, so take some time with that. If you need help folding your paper, get some help. All right, so always as we go through this, I want you to watch the video once all the way through and then watch it a second time as you do the activity and pause the video as you do the activity, okay? So remember, you're gonna watch it all the way through, then you're gonna watch it a second time and pause at each step till you get caught up, all right? So after you fold your paper, you're gonna unfold it. Okay, so you can see I have a nice crease down the center. I'm not going to draw a line or anything down the center, but I want to just make sure I can see where that crease is. Okay, the next step is I'm going to write my name nice and big just in the top half of my paper. Okay, I'm going to draw it nice and big on the top half of my paper. All right, I wonder if I can get this thing higher. Let's see. That's better, way better. All right, there we go. All right. So here I'm going to write my name. I'm going to use my first name just like you guys are going to use your first name. And I'm going to print it. If you know how to do cursive, you can. But I think most of us are a little more comfortable with printing our name. So I'm going to write my name as big as I can so it fills up half of my paper. And I want it to kind of touch the line and not go past it. Okay, so I'm writing my first name. You guys know my name is Stacy, so it's no big surprise. I'm going to try to write it in my neatest, biggest handwriting. Now, my Y normally would go down below the line, but I'm actually going to stop it right where it would hit the line. I'm not going to keep making my Y go around. So if you have any, well, your capital J shouldn't go under, but if you have any P's or J's or Q's, or Y's in your name. I'm trying to think of everybody's name in the classroom. I don't think we have too many that go down below the line. So you'll stop it. You're not going to put the tail on. All right, so here I drew my name. Now what I'm going to do with my pencil is I'm going to go back over all of my letters. So if this is your second time watching the video, this is where you're going to pause it and make sure you get your name drawn nice and big. If you make mistakes, erase it. That's fine. We're going to be coloring over it later. All right. So now I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to just kind of make it dark over where I drew my name. Okay. So I'm going to make sure that my pencil line is nice and dark over all of my letters. Okay. I'm going to do each one nice and dark. Take your time with this. Okay. This isn't something you want to rush through. I want to make sure it's nice and dark. Same thing. You don't want to make it thick really, but you just want to make sure that you get a lot of pencil on there because we're going to be rubbing it. I'll show you that. There's my Y. All right. So once I have it nice and dark, I'm going to fold back on my crease. All right. So pause the video here if you need to finish darkening and then folding it over. You can see as I fold it over, I can kind of still see the letters through the paper. Right, this is where you're going to get out your dry erase marker, right? You're not going to be drawing the dry erase marker. You're actually going to just be using the end of it to help rub what you drew onto the other side of the paper. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to just kind of rub all my letters with the end of my dry erase marker. So when I open it back up again, you can see the S. Okay, you can see the outline. All right, if it's not showing up, either need to rub a little harder or go back and make your letters a little darker with your pencil. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rub all of this. This is where you might want to pause the video if it's your second time watching the video and you're doing this along with me. Pause the video and rub all your letters really good. Open it up. Let's see. Can I see it pretty good? I think I want to do the top of my C a little bit better. I want to be able to trace it. So as long as I can see it good enough to trace all my letters. All right. So there I go. It looks like a reflection. Okay. It's my symmetry. When I look at this, it's exactly the same on this side as it is on this side. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to trace back over with my pencil. I'm going to trace everything I just rubbed so it's a little darker and I can see it. Okay. And I'm going to connect, like see how my T goes across? I'm going to connect it. Same thing with my A goes across. I'm going to connect it. Trace that. Trace my C. And trace my Y. And it connects there. All right. So now I have my name both ways. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start creating my monster. So I'm going to kind of connect. I'm going to take the lines that aren't connected, like up here, I'm going to connect them together. All right, I'm going to kind of see where I want to connect some of these lines together. So that kind of makes a monster. I'm going to have him come down to here, I think. This come down to here. Him come down. Keep drawing these lines around. And I can kind of make it a little embellished if I want to. So there it looks like I have everything connected. And I did the same thing on one side as I did on the other to keep it symmetrical. All right, so now I'm going to try to change this guy into a monster. So what I did for my last one is I thought this was a really great place to put some really crazy eyeballs. So there's a really crazy eyeball up here, like hanging off the side of his head. And I'm going to put another crazy eyeball over here. And I decided that this could be his nose. So I'm going to give him nostrils and his nose up here. How funny. All right. And maybe these are his arms and he can have hands coming out up here. All right. And then this could be his mouth and I can give him some crazy teeth in his mouth. Oh, it looks like he is a really crazy monster. He has two mouths. How fun. So he's going to get some crazy teeth here and here. And he kind of looks like maybe it's a mermaid. Maybe he has scales, right? Maybe he can have some scales and this could be like a mermaid tail that he has. All right, so I'm kind of just using my imagination to make the monster, and then you can put him in a background. You can have him in the ocean. You can have him out on land. You can give him a background. So you're going to take some time to turn it into a monster, and then you can kind of see what I did with mine that I started with is I colored him in. Here's his little scales. He actually has two arms. This one has two arms. I gave him some crazy whiskers and some really something's, I don't know, over here. I was just having a good time, having fun coloring him in. So same thing I want you to do. Connect all your lines, make them into an awesome, crazy monster, and then take some time to color him in, put him in a background, make it really cool. I cannot wait to see these when I get back to class, guys. I cannot wait to see what you guys did with these awesome symmetrical monsters. So take your time working on this today. If you finish one and you want to do another, that's fine. If you want to do one for your first name and one for your last name, that would be really awesome to see how they end up looking different. And I can't wait to hang them up in the hallway and see them all. All right. So have so much fun with doing this today, guys. All right. Bye.